Hey, Santa, what are you up to there anyway?
I'm making a list and I'm checking it twice.
Oh, I know. You're going to find out who's naughty or nice.
No, I'm making a list of all the lousy movies you're going to show next year, John. I'm going to warn all the kids in advance.
Well, that's not spreading goodwill and cheer, Santa.
But it protects the young minds of America.
You two can see rotten movies on Creature Features every Saturday at 11:30 right here on Channel 2. All she had to do was suck her thumb. And the role of the child bride in Baby Doll brought Carroll Baker an Oscar nomination in 1956 for Best Actress. And it launched her career as a sex symbol. Yeah, after Baby Doll, the roles were hot and heavy, with emphasis on the hot.
Are you ready for Carroll Baker in her most provocative role? Station 6 Sahara. One woman, desirable, tempting, taunting. 5 men at danger point. And the husband who cannot stop her.
Still, I'm sure it's good for me to go without. I don't usually go without the things I want.
Carroll Baker, irresistible. It's fever hot at Station 6 Sahara. See Carroll Baker in her newest sensation, Station 6 Sahara.
What was Harlo really like? She was the platinum blonde who became the most desirable woman in the world. She was the glittering, glamorous movie queen who put Hollywood on the map. The girl who couldn't taste life, she had to devour it. This is the hot, hard Harlo story with the big international cast. What really happened on history's most notorious wedding night? She told him things that no person should ever have to hear. He's made love to as many women off the screen as on, and he's never given a bad performance. It's here, the fire, the flame, the magic that was Harlo.
In films like Station 6 Sahara, The Carpetbaggers, and Harlo, she sizzled her way to the top to become Hollywood's reigning sexpot. In the late 60s, Carroll Baker went to Italy, where she was to become another kind of sex star, appearing in 40 sex melodramas, frequently nude, which bore such titles as The Sweet Body of Deborah, Crazy Desire, Paranoia, and So Sweet, So Perverse. Recently, Carroll Baker came to San Francisco to talk about a new Walt Disney movie and to star in a retrospective of her career. Shortly before the gala evening, Carroll met me at Dan Ferris's cinema shop on O'Farrell Street, and the first thing I just had to ask her was, did she enjoy being a sex symbol?
No, I've always thought that that was very silly because, okay, you know, Baby Doll I saw as a very bizarre character. And I thought that the sensuality of a young girl just coming into womanhood was, of course, a part of the story, but I didn't think that it was a major part of the story, and I was overwhelmed when people talked so much about it and suddenly said, you know, well, then this is our new nymphette, and I wasn't at all. I was an actress playing a part. I went on to do as many different parts as I could, and I've played missionaries' daughters, and I've been in a religious film, and I've just done everything to try to say, no, look, you know, this is the other characters that I can play. So finally, when the Carpetbaggers came along, it was a part that I wanted to do very much because I love those Harold Robbins larger-than-life characters. And I thought, well, everybody will look at this as tongue-in-cheek, and they'll know that I'm just playing this character. And again, they started to say, that's what she must be off stage, you see. Well, I don't know. If you play a murderess, would people say, ah, she really is off stage, you know?
Nurse. Like better things, turned pro at 20. Put it bluntly, Jonas, I think you're crazy. From the pages of Harold Robbins' best-selling novel comes the story of legendary Jonas Cord, Jr., a man who built an enormous empire and yet destroyed everything he touched. George Peppard, Elizabeth Ashley, Alan Ladd, Martha Heyer, Martin Balsam, and Carroll Baker are the Carpetbaggers.
What are your own personal thoughts on nudity in film?
What are my thoughts on it? Well, I don't think I really have very many thoughts about it. Oh, I feel that if it's right, if it fits into a story and it's well done, and it's an inherent part that's not just put in for the sake of having a nude scene. It's like Tony Perkins at the moment is in a Broadway comedy, and he's totally nude on stage, and it is a marvelous moment. It is so right for the play. And people who haven't seen the play say, oh, can you imagine Tony Perkins is nude on stage? And I said, but it's wonderful, it's so funny, and it's so right for the moment.
Stay tuned for part 2 of The Sweet Body of Carol, in which we take a close-up look at Carroll Baker's new Walt Disney science fiction horror thriller, Watch Her in the Woods. That's later tonight here on Creature Features. Watch Her in the Woods, a new science fiction horror thriller from Walt Disney, starring Carroll Baker and Bette Davis, and directed by John Hoff, who gave us Legend of Hell House, Escape to Witch Mountain, and Return to Witch Mountain. Watch Her in the Woods, Carroll Baker's first American film in several years.
From my point of view, I saw it as a story, a conflict between two women, Bette Davis and myself, two mothers, if you like, because Bette Davis lost her daughter when her daughter was 17 years old. I, at the present time, have a 17-year-old daughter, and I'm very concerned about the influence that Bette Davis is having over my daughter. There's something very mysterious going on, and I'm concerned about it. So one of my joys in the film was the fact that there was this tension between the two characters, the two mothers, and that I got to play some real confrontation scenes.
Trying to stop us.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Mom, don't you understand? The Watcher's not going to let us leave.
to the chapel. Why? To find Karen. Oh, my God.
Whatever it is out there, it's not going to use you, either of you.
Carol, how did you get the role in Watcher in the Woods?
Actually, I did a film, a British film, called The World is Full of Married Men, a comedy, in which I played a mother and a wife. It was a bit sexier than a Disney film, but the director, John Hough, had seen it. It was a great success in Britain, and he'd seen it and asked me to do the mother in this film.
Carol, what are some of your own personal beliefs in ESP, the supernatural, and parapsychology?
I have no personal knowledge of it, and I guess I don't believe in it. For one thing, if I did, it would terrify me. There is a theory that possibly one has to be open to it, receptive to it, and want to acknowledge it in order to be able to see it. Something like a willingness to be hypnotized in order to be, you know, hypnotized yourself. So I don't know, but I don't, and it would terrify me, and I don't want to know.
As she left the cinema shop to star in her own retrospective at the Strand Theater on Market Street, Carol seemed apprehensive and nervous, with just cause. She hasn't been a star in America in 13 years. Would everyone stay home? No, the fans didn't stay home, and her fears were totally unfounded. The sellout crowd loved Carol. And they even loved me as the master of ceremonies as I teased Carol and asked her a few provocative questions about love and sex. If you can't make a little fun of sex, what can you make fun of? The fans filled the theater and they cheered her on like a long-lost friend. And they were still turned on by the sweet body of Carol.